We are recording. We are ready to rock this out. Okay, I'm super excited for this topic. Number one, because last night there was some incredible live videos, right? How many of you guys you're loving this content? You're loving seeing people in their elements, in their homes with their kids. I love it because I'm getting to see inside and really getting to know people, right? When people post, I don't know if that's copied or copy and pasted or it's truly them, right? I don't know that, but when somebody goes live, that's where authenticity shines at its highest. And I love live video. I love joining people's lives or the replays. But last night, my inbox blew up. It blew up. They're like, where did my live video go? I just spent 10 minutes and I was so nervous and I was like, blah, and now it's gone. I did all of that for nothing. And I was like, Facebook ain't just gonna get rid of your video. That doesn't happen. They want content. Didn't make sense in my brain that Facebook would get rid of a live video. But I don't sit there and try to mourn on the problem, right, Chas? I always try to find the solution and try to figure it out for people. And I immediately was able to go, okay, here's where they are here. And so I was able to ease people's anxiety and just distraught over their video being gone. Or my great friend Jamie Boer, she did worship last night and it was incredible. I wanted to go back and watch it and it was gone. And I'm like, wait a minute. They're not going to just delete these, right? They won't delete them. They are somewhere. And so I was able to find that. And I have my friend here who knows a little bit more about the IT end of it, like the hardwire end of it, than I do. And she's going to give you some insight. Chas is going to give you some insight to, what the limits are. And that truly, I believe, is what was happening. And so today we're going to talk about where the heck did my live video go or my friend's live video go? And they may be back in newsfeed. So this may be old news, but it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. So this is great information for you. We're also going to talk about some social media hacks and what should I post these days? What should we be posting about? How do we get our stuff seen during this massive time where people are just flooding social media? Facebook has never seen this amount of action, never seen this amount of action. And so how can you still be the light, the joy for your friends so they see it? And so Chas, I'm excited.
I'm excited too, Natasha. I know you were kind of throwing me under the bus when I got on talking about, I have a tendency to be one of those freaker outers. And this is a time where you're not a freaker outer. Yeah, that's a word. I made it up. You're a figure outer. We have heard over and over how the greatest inventions, the greatest multi-billion-dollar ideas come out of a time of crises or a time of where people just have a need. And so that's where we are. And so even though we may see these videos reappearing in our timelines, we want to have the plan B. Just like when we had to cancel live events and our traveling, all of that came to a halt. We weren't a freaker outer, we were a figure outer, and we went straight to online because that's something that we had already been participating in. So we want to create this awareness, not the conspiracy theories and what happened. And my video had, Jamie's had praise and worship, or, my information had social media hacks. And so Facebook doesn't want you to know all of that. We can get caught up in it. So, it's just like we are overextending toilet paper. We're doing the same thing with technology. We are all on our social media spaces, which is a good thing. It's a great time to connect. Many of you went live and are going live and you're like, oh my gosh, I just finally worked up the nerve. It took a pandemic for me to work up the nerve to go live, and then boom, it's gone. But we're going to reassure you it's not gone. Many of them have been reappearing last night if you went onto your desktop, but who gets on the desktop? Like none of us. It's there. So don't freak out. And, I really, honestly, I actually had told my daughter, Natasha, Saturday night, and, I think I made a post, but it was, I figured that we would bring the internet to a bottleneck Sunday when, the churches were closed. They weren't closed. They were doing church differently, and they were streaming. So many people, and, she was like, well, people stream church all the time. I said, yeah, but you look at the numbers, and I'm not a numbers girl, but you look at from 8 to probably noon, depending on what time zone you're on. Most of those people that typically would be in a church pew sitting in it live are now streaming. So you have to think about, there's servers. Servers are what hold the information, hold the data. They push the information through. If you didn't know, I teach FIC. That's my background is in computer science. So I love this. So it doesn't freak me out. It's just, they have to route information. We are on our cell phones. We are pulling that bandwidth. You're going to find, you're going to see videos that are throttled back. You're going to see maybe your data service throttled back. Hey, are you there? Can you hear me now? You're going to see Netflix. You're going to see the Prime Video. You're going to see all of those things throttling back because they want to get it out to more. They're worried about quantity instead of quality. So you may see a degradation in your service. So that's just part of where we are. But I can promise you, they are not freaking out. They are figuring it out, and they're going to get it lined out. Just like you said, we are seeing those videos now. So let's talk a little bit about where the videos are and some ways we can work around that if that becomes a problem, today or later on or next couple of weeks.
Absolutely. And, here's the thing. You think about the moment when the videos went away, it was prime time for everyone to be on social media last night. It was prime time. And then once the numbers of the users went down.
Hey, Tosh, let me interject.
Yeah.
Let me interject. I don't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Seriously.
But write this down. If you are in the entrepreneur space, if you're a small business owner, take that what she just said, prime time. When is prime time? So yes, we want to push those Facebook social media out there, but also remember straight text. Maybe you have an ad for your business that is a graphic with straight text. That's prime time to be getting that information out there. So even though it may pull your video, be marketing to your audience. That's the time when we're all done homeschooling and we're sitting there. So I wanted to interject that little business tip in case, you're pushing your ads, you're pushing what you're sharing. You have really great value or something you want to invite people to. Make sure you're watching when are the prime times, because my prime time audience may be different than Natasha's prime time audience. So you've got to find prime time for your audience.
Absolutely. Thank you for interjecting. Yeah, please, because I say things that I'm not even thinking that way. So, but at prime time, all the videos went bye-bye and everybody started freaking out, which then led to more people on Facebook trying to figure it out. But here's the thing. As soon as I saw Jamie's worship video went down, I was like, they wouldn't delete it. And I immediately was able to go in. So here's where, if your videos go off your timeline or somebody, you're like, I want to go back and watch so-and-so's live video from 2 days ago, and you cannot find it on their timeline, don't keep refreshing the timeline. That's a waste of your time. Go on over so you can grab your phones. If you're on Zoom, obviously Zoom still continues to talk to you. You might not see my face. But if you go over, the video may be in the timeline right now, but here's the thing. Go over to say, I shared Jamie, so I did not do a live video yesterday, but it doesn't matter. Go to someone's timeline that does videos. Scroll down to where you see photos, right? That little tab that says photos. You're gonna click on photos. And now you got photos, uploads, albums, and videos, right? Photos, uploads, and I hate having a light, but you get it. Photos, uploads, albums, and videos. Click on videos. All the disappearing videos that you might not be able to find are under the videos. Yeah, they're not labeled, but if you knew it was probably the last video they did, you can just click on it and start watching it from there. So the videos didn't get deleted last night. They just went off the timeline. And Chas, I want you to talk about, you kind of touched on it. But, you know, like I was sitting there last night a little frustrated on some live videos because the broadcast kept getting interrupted, right? Because they're on HD, and so things had to shift. So I'd love for you to talk about that.
Well, one thing you have to remember is that where we were seeing this, and I know you can't go live from your desktops. That's the computer desktops, but it's the mobile bandwidth. So the thing is they're getting this. I mean, I don't know, Natasha, what the numbers are, billions, I guess, of people on Facebook, and so you have to think about they're sharing that data out. So, for example, we know, and I know she said she's going to talk about some algorithms, and she may hate that word, but it's an important word. It's something, the thing is that when you have something that you don't understand, it can cause fear and it can cause you to steer away from it. But the more you learn about it, the more comfortable you become with it. So with like, I'm maxed out on my friends. The thing is that I was hearing that. I'm maxed out on my friends, and I don't know how many followers I have, but Facebook is, let's say, for example, out of, 7,000 followers, 5,000 friends on my Facebook feed, they're going to send that out to as many as possible, or as many as my algorithm is linked into. So again, you have to remember, they want to get it out to quantity, so it's not the quality. So they are going to throttle that back. So that's what we're seeing. And, one thing that you can do to make sure you improve is make sure you're, like, I'm kind of semi out in the country, but I've got a dedicated circuit. So my internet should operate at high premium, but it still doesn't, because I've got teenagers in the house, and they're, watching Netflix, and one's, she's works from home, so she's streaming, and so all these things happening. And so we're now sharing that. So we're, just think of it as, even though we're not, in essence, we're on different providers, different services, we're still sharing that. So they want to get it out to the masses. And so they're going to pull that back. So again, like I said, I mean, we've already seen some improvements in it. I think you're going to see interruptions in your broadcast. And it's just because we're all talking at one time. That's the big thing. Just think about your internet space, your social media. We're all talking at one time. I can't go to my phone and not have a notification, and that just means somebody is talking to me, somebody's talking right now. So just think of it as that. And you might even test, if you're staying at home, test some of those times. You may want to hit some non-peak times, some non-prime times. That way yours is still there. People are seeing it, and whether it's straight text, whether it's graphic, or whether it's live video, but try some of those alternate times, because it doesn't mean that people aren't there. We know 1000% people are on social spaces more than anything. And I know you're going to talk a lot about Instagram, and how Instagram has some things figured out. There's just ways that you can take your one video by saving that and repurposing it for so much more. Yes, I know a lot of social influencers are saying go live multiple times a day. Many of us are doing good just to do it one time. So let's work smarter, not harder. And let's figure out how we can actually get that information repurposed so we can send it out.
Absolutely. So one thing I've always done, and I do this just like she said, for repurposing reasons. We all are on multiple platforms, right? We're here on Facebook, we're here on Instagram, we're here on LinkedIn, we're here on YouTube, we're here on Snapchat, like all the things, right? I'm not on all of them because that's just too much. But the ones I am on, it's too much for me to do those same posts, those same lives on each one. So when you go live on Facebook, get in a habit every single time to, before you hit share, that you hit save. You want to save that video. And you want to save that video because of this reason that happened last night, because now you can upload that video immediately. And yes, will you look a little crazy when you have two of the same videos happening when the live one comes back? It's cool. But nobody freaks out when your video goes away because you uploaded it and it's there. So that's hack number one to, well, actually two. The first hack was your video didn't get deleted. It's over in your video albums. But hack number two is save the video you realize your video went MIA, upload it from your phone, and now you have a hard video that will not be deleted off your timeline. So that's hack number 2. Here's the other thing with that, kind of going in more of an advanced focus, is I'll take that video and I will repurpose it. I will upload it to my YouTube channel. Why? Because I got people on YouTube that are not watching me on Facebook. I will upload that video to IGTV, Instagram TV, and I'll put it over there, right? I will then also, if we talked about like 6 different topics, this is advanced. But if you're there, if we talked about 6 different topics, I'll actually take that video and I will piece it up. So then I just can deliver that one topic, right? So like we did a training for 3.5 hours on Saturday. If I upload that whole thing, I may get one person to watch all of it. But if I then chunk it up into the topics, I get more people impacted by the training of all those leaders, because now they're learning about each topic, right? So those are just reasons I will always save and I will always repurpose. What did I miss, Chas, on that?
I just think that's important information. I mean, you think about it, you know, a live concert is amazing. I mean, there's nothing like the energy in a live space, but are you going to really sit and watch the entire concert, you know, while you're at home? No, you're going to fast forward to your favorite song, or you're going to fast forward where, you know, your favorite singer was, you know, doing that favorite part, you know. So people want those highlight reels. And although there's so much content, there's so much information that people are putting out there, remember that you can just take those nuggets, maybe consider it your bullet points, and you can put it in other places. Now, if you are brand new to the social platforms, Natasha may train differently, but my suggestion is that you get comfortable with a couple. There are so many, like I got on TikTok and I was like, my nieces better not be on this TikTok. I was like, ah! But I have to admit, I got some really good laughs. And that's the other thing too. I mean, TikTok is infiltrating Facebook. I mean, all of these apps are coming onto Facebook, and Facebook is like, not freaking out, figuring it out. So, you know, just get you a couple of platforms that you love and that you are really, really good at, and be consistent. This is that time where you have to be absolutely, you know, consistent. People are going to expect to wake up and open their feed and see your content. People are going to expect that when something like this, technical nerd alert, that Natasha's going to have the solution. They're going to expect those things from you. So create an expectation. You know, whether you're just not just a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a boss babe stay-at-home mom, or, you know, you have a business, maybe you're trying to keep the engagement up, maybe you're doing things from your home, make sure you continue to be that influence of that in their space. So yes, so good. Yes, Natasha, ready for hack number 3?
Yes. So the third hack, which many of you might be like, that's like old school, but if you have a desktop, so say you have videos that you're like, gosh, that's a really good idea, I should repurpose that because I just talked about that. You can still, if you miss the chance on your mobile when you were live, you can still go in and you can download your videos from your desktop, okay? There's 2 ways you can do it. Facebook.com, go to your video, right? Pull up your video, make sure your video is the whole screen. Now there's 3 little dots over on the right corner. When you click on those 3 little dots where the people are commenting, you can hit download video. That'll hard download it to your computer, and now you can repurpose it wherever you want, okay? So that's one way. But if you're like, it's not working, because last night I tried to do that. I was like, I can't download my video. What is wrong with Facebook? If you put a m.facebook.com on your desktop, right? Your URL is an M, like Mary, an m.facebook.com. It hacks in. It's like this little like hack. It will allow you to get into your Facebook, and your desktop thinks you're on mobile, and then you can download it that way. So that's 2 ways. I know that might be like, whoa, that just confused the shit out of me. Just know that you pull your video up full screen, 3 little dots, download video, hard downloads to your computer. You then can upload it wherever you want. You can put it on YouTube, then you can share it, and all the things, right? All the things. But that's hack number 3. If you are like, I did a crazy awesome video, like, you know, for instance, like Krista, I know did one while back on her protein, like her energy. She did a recipe with her kids. Like it was this protein ball, energy balls. And that video can be repurposed and like impacting people right now who are home trying to like do science projects with their kids. And so you can repurpose that, bring that back up versus just hitting like, oh, I hope people see it if I pop it back up in my newsfeed. So know that that's the third hack when it comes to the videos disappearing and how you can repurpose them. And so, you know, one thing I am, it hasn't happened yet because this is still HD. I'm checking right now. It's over here on my phone. We are still high quality video right now. What I do feel is something that might be their solution during high prime times is your video won't be as high definition, right? It's not gonna be HD. So it might be a little grainy. We might have to just like suck it up, Buttercup, and know that our videos aren't gonna be beautiful for this time being, but I feel that they're gonna lower that quality so more can continue to happen. So
That's good.
Any questions?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, any questions that you guys have about the videos or things like that? If you have an app friendly, it is where you can just download the video. Yes, so the app friendly. So here's another thing I didn't plan on talking about, but how many of you guys get frustrated when you go over into groups and you can't add your friends to those groups anymore? Like the people don't even just show up. Like you're just like typing their name and you're like, oh, I know I'm their friend. You go over and check, yep, we're friends. Go back over to the group and you type in their name and they just don't show up. Well, that happened to me probably close to a month ago, and there's an app called Friendly that will allow you to do that now. Hopefully Facebook figures that one out. Everything is figure outable, right? That book is incredible if you haven't read it yet. Everything is figure outable. It's an incredible book. It changes your mindset because you don't get frustrated when things happen and they don't go your way.
And everything is freak outable too. So it's a choice. So remember, you hold the choice. You have the power to decide, are you going to freak out or are you going to figure it out?
Just call one of your friends that might know the answer, right? I have found people like, people ask like, who are your mentors? And I'm like, you want me to name them all? Like you seriously want me to name them all? Because I may not, most of them I've never met in person. I have never met them in person. But they're my mentors because they teach me something. And I know on certain topics, I can go to them and I can figure it out because they've already figured it out. Like they're 5 steps ahead of me, but I'm like, oh, this just happened. Oh, let me see what he has to say about this, right? So what I taught you and Chas taught you a little bit earlier, we kind of figured it out on our own, but we just listened to a video this morning that was like, here it is. Here's the hacks. I mean, Eric, what the heck? I just lost his name.
John.
I just lost it. Do you remember his last name?
Yeah, John Eric.
John Eric. I was thinking of Eric John and it was not coming into my, it was like, that ain't right. John Eric, but he, you know, that's one when social media goes, blah, I always go, oh, let's see if he's figured it out because I know he has, right? So those are things. I have a ton of mentors. I know Chas has a ton of mentors. And when it comes to different parts of your life, you'll have mentors in different areas of your life, your mental health mentors, right? You'll have your physical health mentors. You'll have your business health mentors. You'll have your social health mentors. You'll have so many different mentors. And so I just go and find and go, what am I missing? There's still some pieces missing. And I'll go and I'll learn from them. And that's mentors, right? So the next thing I want to kind of go into, because these are questions that people are asking in the very beginning before we got started, was what do I post now? Like, what do I post? Well, we're going to talk to you about what to post, but we're also going to teach you a little hack on how to enhance your algorithm. So guess what? What you are posting is being seen and impacting the world. because there's so many people on right now. So yes, you're out of 100 people, you're getting about 9 to 10 people to see what you post, which is way better than 1 to 2. Like we were at 1 to 2 out of 100. So our numbers are better, but it's still not an impact, right? It's not a huge impact that I know that when you take time and do those posts, you want people to see them and find the joy, be the light, uplift their spirits. And so we take time to do value content. We definitely want people to see it because we want them to be impacted in a positive way. So we're going to talk about that. So Chas, I'd love for you to kind of hit us off on, what are we posting these days?
Well, I never want to diminish, where we are in times of uncertainty, but I really haven't changed who I am. I just continue to be me. I think right now, a lot of people are really looking for transparency. They're looking for vulnerability. They're not looking, I'm just gonna be transparent with you guys. A lot of times I'll get messages in my inbox, like everything's not always perfect all the time. It isn't always perfect, but I choose to share the go through, or, when I'm going through something, what am I learning through this? So I choose to share those things. I have my safe circle. I have my opinions on politics. I have my opinions on everything, but I have a safe circle where I can have those conversations before I just throw it out there. And then I'm in this like drama book. It becomes drama book instead of Facebook. So I have all those things. So, but you have to decide, what do people know you for? If you are homeschooling, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a small business owner, have those conversations. This is a scary space to be in. Let people know that many of us, I had to say this last night on our live, I'm a small business owner, and everybody's like, support your small business. I'm like, support me. I'm a small business owner. So we're all small businesses. And I'm trying to support my small businesses, and I'm like, hey, me too. So continue. I think people want to be entertained right now. Hence why everybody's on TikTok. They want to be educated, and they want to be uplifted. The media is going to go ahead and confuse us and give us, all the things. But they want to be educated, they want to be uplifted, and they want to be entertained. So that's what I think you're going to see. And then I know Instagram is like the golden rule: do unto others as you want them to do unto you, like for like, share for share, that sort of thing. But I'm seeing a lot of that on Facebook as well. For us, we want to also be engaging. And if you are in a small business, if you are an entrepreneur, you should have your list. You should have your leads list. You should have your prospects. You don't want them to just be prospects, but you want them to become a part of your life and a part of your business. And so my question to you is, do you know, and this is a whole nother training, I'm going to talk about this tonight on our team live. Y'all are welcome to get on that too. But we're going to talk about, do you know, most of us know what our list, what product or service or what opportunity that person needs, but do you need, okay, my dog's going to talk to us. Do you know where they are during this time? Are they homeschooling? Are they watching live video? Do they have a need of something, during this uncertainty? So it's not just about, do they need my product or service, but that list should be in your face at all times. They could have posted last night, I did a live video with my kids and now it's gone. You have something this morning that you could absolutely put in their hand. Maybe they haven't joined your system, they haven't joined your product, they haven't bought your service, they haven't joined your opportunity, but you have this opportunity to give them something that they have said they want. So make sure that and I know Natasha's going to talk about the algorithms, you get to control what you tell Facebook, what you want to see. And that again is a whole nother training, talking about who do you have set. Natasha talked about mentors. My favorite part is when my mentors become my friends, people that were virtual mentors, they were spiritual mentors, and now we're in the same space. We're in the same gatherings. We're in the same living rooms. We're hanging out together. So you want to make sure that you put people on your C first. And we're not going to talk about the whole starting your day. That's a whole nother live. I promise to stay focused. But just make sure that you're telling Facebook what you want to see. You want to see your potential clients, you want to see your prospects, and you want to see your friends. You want to see that valuable content right now, especially during, everything that was being pushed to us.
Absolutely. And so I kind of want to like play off of that. And people are like, well, what do I post? Well, you just said people want to be entertained. They want to learn. They want to be uplifted. Well, I have my list that she talks about, right? I have my list of people, your Facebook friends list, your contact list, right? And so I have a lot of friends who love karaoke. I love listening to karaoke. I like having a good time. I like, having fun, laughing maybe at some people but I'm so inspired by their confidence to do it. So I have some friends who love karaoke. Well, there's a new group on Facebook, literally since the quarantine. It's called Quarantine Karaoke. Okay, when I first found it, it was like 83,000 people on it. Today, there's 283,000 people on it. And what's happening in there is you're able to smile because there's some really amazing singers in there, and music always uplifts people. So number one, I'm helping people find entertainment and upliftment, right? I don't even know if that's a word, but it is today. It is today. And so when you're reaching out to people, maybe you're just providing something to them. You know what they like, and this is going to uplift them. This is going to make them smile. This is going to entertain them. Well, that's what I'm sending. That's what I'm posting. That's what I'm doing right now is I'm providing things that people need, value, whatever that value might be, right? Not everybody's going to love and going to watch the worship videos, the live worship that I'm sharing with my friend Jamie, who's doing that. But some of my friends will, and that will increase their joy, uplift them, and all of that. I'm not going to post those things because what if some of my friends don't worship? What if they don't believe? That's okay. They just need to move on. They just got to move on, right? This is who I am. So authentically be you, authentically share what's making you happy, what's bringing you joy, what's bringing you value, because it's going to impact somebody, probably multiples. And so that's what I'm posting about. And yes, I'm still posting about my product and opportunity. I'm posting about that more than I ever have. Why? Because it's solution driven, right? Right now, people are looking for solutions of health and wellness and joy and entertainment. They're looking for those solutions to fill their gaps of boredom. And so, of course, I'm going to post about those things. Of course, I'm going to go live about those things and stuff like that. So one thing I'll say is in this time, yes, we are sensitive in this time, but that doesn't mean you stop. That doesn't mean you freeze. That doesn't mean you go, oh, I'm afraid I might make this person mad. Well, you know what? I'm going to authentically be me every single day on social media. And if my friends don't like what I am posting about, well, they're not really truly my friends, right? I'm friends with all the politics people, right? But I won't talk about politics. Do I have my own beliefs? Yeah, but I'm not going to unfriend somebody because they said something. I have friends who don't, are not, like, I have family members who don't really believe in the church world, but I do. I'm not going to not post about that because I might hurt their feelings. I'm going to be me. And so in this time, be sensitive, but also be sensitive to yourself. Like, don't change who you are because you're worried about what other people might think, right? And this may be insensitive, but I've always had this. This is just who I am. I always say, people will sort themselves. I don't have to do the sorting. People will sort themselves. And, Unfortunately, that happens because you have to authentically post you, what you're loving. My kids riding bike, we're out on the trails. I'm going to post about moving my body and getting fresh air and having family time. Now, some people, that might not be something they want to see. They can sort themselves, right? I mean, people are going to sort themselves on the good things, the bad things, the politics, the conspiracy theory. It doesn't matter what you post, you're going to get sorting to happen. But my biggest point here is authentically be who you are. And that's what you post about. That's what you share. If it made you smile, why not make someone else smile with the same content? If it made you laugh, everybody needs laughter right now. Everybody does. So post about it. Share in your stories. These TikTok videos, you ain't gonna see me TikToking, but you better believe I'm laughing my butt off.
Hey, don't think for a minute I'm not trying to do that. Some of those things. Like, I'm trying to get that whole dancing thing down, but my daughter's like, Mom, no, please not. Please not.
I'd be like 5 steps behind, and y'all would laugh your butt off at me.
But have fun with it, have fun with it right now. And I know a lot of people are saying, it's gloom and doom, and it's, hey, if you're doing your part, you're staying home right now. What's trending? #stay home. That's trending right now. Whether you believe that we should be staying home or you believe that we should be out and just practicing social distancing. I mean, that's a hard thing. We're not really social. I mean, some of us, like, they've been practicing social distancing all their life, but, some of us are, I'll never forget, Natasha, when the first time I went to Detroit, I went through Detroit. It was I think it might've been an event that you were having, and this cashier at the dollar store or something, she was so sweet. And I'm like, I just want to hug you. And she was like, you can hug me, but I just want to tell you, like, we don't hug around here. I know you're from Texas and all, and y'all do big hugs and stuff, but, like, no, that's not cool. I'm like, what? That's I like to hug. So, just be you and have a good time. Don't feel like you can't put what's really on your heart. I actually, this morning when I was on the treadmill, I know this sounds silly, but I'm going to share this tip. I'm actually going to put a little X, not because of anything kooky,
No, ma'am.
but I'm going to put
Hold on. Unmute. Somehow you got muted.
Okay. I'm going to, I said, I'm going to share this tip, not because I'm, hokey or want to be silly, but I'm actually going to put a little red X on my thumb, because I want to remind myself, don't scroll, don't get on that media. I want to keep my mind. And if it's some little thing that is helping me, that some little thing may help someone else. So you have to know that you have value. You have information. Now you just sat here and invested 30 minutes in yourself and learned some content. Go produce it out. Natasha shared with you, this wasn't our own brainiac. Yes, we were thinking and we knew that, the internet was having trouble. I figured it was a server bandwidth, that kind of thing. We knew a little bit of it, but somebody put it together. We sat there, we absorbed it. We took the training. Now we are going to share that with you. Go do the same. You just learned something. And I can guarantee you, every single one of you saw a post yesterday that said, is Facebook deleting my messages? I mean, I saw conspiracy theory things. I saw all of the, what they thought it was happening. Go give them information. People want to be educated right now. And so go educate them. And you're saying, well, I'll just share Natasha's video. Or, yeah, that's great to share her video or my video, but they know you. They don't know me. And so those are your people. Those are your friends. And so you want to bring them into your space. And so if you're nervous and you're scared, about going live, hey, this is a time of nervousness and uncertainty. This is your time to jump. What if, your future self looks, 3 years down the road and you're going, I am so glad I started doing lives, a year ago, looking back, and we are so glad that we were already doing live videos. We already had Zoom accounts. All of us have YouTube channels, Instagram. We were already glad that we were already connected and we were already plugged in, so that during this time we can maximize our opportunity for growth, our opportunity to help others. And, just remember, we're all going through the storm, but we're all in different boats. Some of us are rowing, some of us are on a kayak, some of us are paddle boating, everybody's going through different things. So we all have information to share, and we have a free space right here to share that information. So get out there, get social. I want to see you guys going live. I want to see what you bring to the table, because I'm learning from you. If you think you've learned it all, if you think you're the smartest one in the room, you better get in a bigger room. You better get in a different room, because we are always learning.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to do is kind of the challenge I want to put out to you guys, because in this time, it's our jobs to point our fingers out in helping others, right? And stop pointing our fingers in, like me, I, oh my gosh, how did my video do? Oh my gosh, how many views did I get? How many comments? How many likes? Blah, da, 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 da. That's you're pointing your fingers in, right? And I'll be the first to tell you, I don't do the scroll. I don't like to scroll. But in this time, I'm going to tell you I'm scrolling a little bit more, because I don't know what my friends are going through. And in order for me to know what my friends are going through, I need to do the scroll a little bit. And that's not sucking in scroll at all. It is but I need to be aware where I need to be where I need to help, right? So Chastity, you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to interject real quick. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm working on that. But I wanted to say, you've mastered your time blocking. Mm-hmm. You've mastered I'm the same way. I want to see what my friends are doing. I need to plan my scroll time, not just anytime I have a free moment and get on it. I mean, hey, I'm just admitting that's a weakness I'm having right now. I haven't watched news in forever. I used to tell Pat, like, you can give me a 10-minute State of the Union update. I don't want to know any more about it. I have never watched the news. During this time, I'm watching the news, and I am like caught up in it. So I've recognized an area where I have to grow. Natasha, you are very good with time blocking. You and I, we have different habits throughout the day. I don't have little ones at home. So, just find your thing that works for you. Yes, we still have to be in our news feeds, but for somebody like me, I've got to plan that. I'm going to get on, I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to scroll with intention. How can I help someone? How can I educate someone? How can I entertain someone? And that needs to be your objective when you're on, not what is everybody's, conspiracy theories, and what do they think, and how many rolls of toilet paper do they have? So right? just scroll with intent.
I love it. Yeah. And so, I am scrolling a little bit more, but I know from my list who I want to go and check on, right? I'm checking on those people. And here's the challenge. When you grab your phone, this is a huge challenge for me, because I'm like, I don't waste time on social media. I just like to be in and out in less than 5 minutes. So what do? In the past, I would go to Facebook and I would click on that little bell at the bottom and go, oh, who do I need to respond to? Well, guess what? That bell is pointing my fingers in. That's people who have responded to my post, my live, those things. That's still pointing in, right? I'm still pointing in. I'm like, oh, how did my video do? Do I need to respond to people? Yes, you still need to respond to your people. 100%. You need to go and engage with the people who are engaging on your posts and your videos. I am challenging you, and this is what's going to flip your entire algorithm. I am challenging you along with myself. I started it this morning. When you have your time block of Facebook, when you have that social media time where you typically jump on, maybe you don't even have the time. I'm challenging you, I guess, twice here. 2 things. Block out time for social media and only stick to that time. But instead of hitting the little bell, or instead of going to your profile, right? That's still pointing in. I want you to pick 5 people. 5. That's it. 5. If you're an overachiever, pick 10. I love you. I'm going to pick 5. And I'm going to intentionally thought out, genuine, authentic comment on their stuff. I want to, somebody said it this morning, it's called newsfeed yoga. You got to take some breaths, right? So here's the thing we typically are. We're like, boom, 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 boom. We like, we heart, we say, hey girl, we say, oh, love it, right? These little short things. I want you to take time and pick 5 people in their post and genuinely, authentically, with full heart, comment on their thing. That means you're going to have to take some yoga breaths. It means you're going to have like 5 breaths to get that comment out. If you only did 1 breath, you didn't think about it. If you did 3 breaths, you're getting there. But if you can thoughtfully comment on 5 people's timelines on their posts, every single time you open it up, your entire algorithm on Facebook is going to shift. Your entire algorithm. And it's going to be you caring and focusing on others, pointing the finger out. How can I help? How can I uplift? How can I bring the joy versus your post, right? So we can post, we can do live videos, we can do all those things, but how can you really get intentional with people? And guess what? You all ask all the time, how do I build relationships with people? This is how you build that relationship. You take some newsfeed yoga and you start intentionally commenting. We have all the time in the world right now, you guys. Like, you have more time now to be intentional and flip that newsfeed, flip that algorithm, and then those people are going to see the joy, the fun, the value you're posting. But first and foremost, you've actually been a light to them in their newsfeed, in their post, in their videos.
Natasha, I think Jody posted, 5 new people.
Oop. You're muted again.
So I think Jody posted, is it 5 new people? And so you want to ask your question, do you want to be talking to 5 new people? So if you want 5 new people, you have to be talking to 5 new people. And, I want us to also remember, we're just good people. We're good humans. We want to share content. We want to share value. You want to share what you have. I keep talking about this one, but I loved how when all the moms were doing homeschool, I think Mickey Mouse Club or something, put out some code that was a free code for people that were doing online learning, and people were sharing that out. People want to share. People, giving is living in life. And so going back to that, you want to be having those conversations with those 5 new people. And don't forget to have conversations in your messenger. Messenger is, your intimate conversation. So, where I see this all the time, and this is just a thing that people are saying, I'm praying for you, I'm praying for you. If I post, I'm praying for you, I took a minute, if Danny's post something, hey, I need prayer, I'm going to stop. I'm going to pray. I'm probably going to send her and Mark a message. Hey guys, I'm praying for you. So I'm going to be intentional about that. Mm-hmm. But I'm also probably going to take it to her messenger and say, I just want to let you know, last week I did a thing. I was checking on my strong friends, because my circle is strong people. They're strong mentally. They're strong physically. They're strong emotionally. And right now, not everybody's being strong. So make sure you're hitting them in their messenger too, and not just, posting just on their, on their feed. Post it on their feed, but also get in their messenger and let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. I saw your post. I saw what you're going through. And yes, comment on their Facebook, but also because that just drives it even more into your algorithm. And again, I don't want people to think, oh, you're just trying to drive in so you can get a sale or you can get a connection. No, I obviously care about them. I want them in my life. So I want to continue to be connected to what's going on and what's happening in their life. There's so many people how many of y'all have friends that they got pregnant and they, and by the way, if you get pregnant during this time, don't name your baby Corona. Please don't. No. So you can do whatever you want. I don't care. But the thing is that I forgot where I was even going with that. Oh, that there's so much that we don't even see. See, I'm humoring y'all. I'm entertaining y'all. But there's so much we don't see. How many of us, we have friends that they got pregnant, they went through the 9 months of pregnancy, have this kid, and now this kid is a year old, and you're like, where did that kid come from? That's because we're on social together, but we're not together. We're not connected. So interact and connect. Yes, I say five brand new people every single day. And then I do 5 and 5, 5 new, 5 old. So something new, something old. So make those connections. You have time, and time block it and set it for intentional purposes.
Absolutely. And I love that because people were asking that. And so when was the last time, and this was on a training Jamie did last night or a couple nights ago with that guy, that guest trainer. And he's like, open up your contacts on your phone, right? Go to your phone app and go to your address book. And I'm like, address book? We ain't got one of those. But it's called contacts, and scroll to the very first name. The first name. When was the last time you talked to that person? It's probably been longer than 6 months ago, right? And that hit me hard. When he said that, it made me realize I am in Messenger all day. I am in my text. I'm on the phone. I am engaging. I'm doing all the things. But the very first contact in my phone, that's a human, that's not a business. I haven't talked to her in 3 years. So it made me go, this is the time that I get back connected with people that mean something to me, more than a sale, more than a business partner, that truly means something to me. And maybe they were friends, maybe they were family, or they are family, right? I guess we can't get rid of family, but we may want to.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I started going not through my messenger, because the messenger was showing me everyone that I'm connected to. I'm always connected to. I went into my contacts and I said, oh, wow, that person. And I started texting them. I went a different route. And when I texted her right then there, it was a challenge. So I want to challenge you to go to your phone app, your contacts, the first person that you haven't talked to in more than 6 months. And I want you to send them a simple message, simple text message. And this is the message I sent her, because I'm like, right? I started thinking, and I want you guys to realize that this happens for us too. We don't know what to say sometimes. I halted and I was like, I haven't talked to her in like 3 years. What the hell am I going to say? And so I was like, okay, well, I literally sat there and looked at the text message, right? You have it up and you're sitting there. I don't know what to say. And I was like, okay, I want to be sensitive, but I want to be like heartfelt. I don't want to just like, oh, hey, by the way, I haven't talked to you in 3 years, right? I don't want to say that. And so literally what I said, and this was at 9:30 p.m. So I haven't talked to this chick in 3 years, and I'm texting her at night. First thing you all are going to say, number one, I'm not texting her. I haven't talked to her in 3 years. And number two, I'm not texting her because it's 9:30. I didn't let either of those things stop me, and I don't want them to stop you. So I sent her simple, hey, how are you guys and the boys doing during this crazy time? Hope all this new normal doesn't stay for long. And hey, did their baseball get canceled, right? I know their boys are the same age as my boys. They both play baseball. And I just asked a question that was relevant to me, our family, and their family. It wasn't crazy, right? Hey, how are you guys and the boys during this crazy time? Hope this new normal isn't for long. And then did their baseball get canceled yet? Open-ended question. She immediately, within 10 minutes, said, well, we are doing well. And how are you? Boy, it is crazy. I have been off with them since school closed, right? She has this whole paragraph. Number one, it made me realize, I don't know if anyone's asked her. Or she's not talking to many people. So she's wanting to outlet and have somebody to talk to. We have continued to talk each day, multiple times in the day, about life, about connecting in life again. And that's what this time I'm focused on more than ever. I'm in my text message. I'm texting them. I'm not always on Facebook. I'm being more intentional, right? If you have their phone number, that means you really kind of know them. If you message them, it doesn't mean you know them. So use both platforms. And Chas, I'll let you close us out.
That right there, bam, mind blown, profound, because I saw it the other day. Ellen was laying on her couch upside down, and she was just calling everybody in her, her friends are like Justin Bieber and like J-Lo and Beyonce and all them. I kind of think y'all are too. When I call Danny, I think of Beyonce. I call Natasha, I think of like Steve Jobs and stuff like that. So I'm just going to rename all y'all on my phone, but she's just laying there and she's just calling everybody. And I thought, wow, that's so awesome. Like she's just having conversations. She's like, hey, I'm bored. What are you doing? And just having conversations. So Natasha, challenge taken, challenge accepted. You know, I sent so many messages the other day, just checking on my friends. What about the ones that are turning off Facebook because they don't want to see the crap and they don't want to be on Drama Book right now? So you're so right. Like I am going to take that challenge, because what if that text message is a connection that they're like, hey, I haven't had anybody positive reach out to me. They're home, guys. And again, I won't go into this because y'all know this is, if you follow me, I'm big on mental health and things like that. I don't want to see this time of, social distancing to be a time of isolation, because let's be honest, depression can sit in. And so some of us can feel alone. Some of us can feel like all I'm talking to are my kids. So, and that's a good thing. We want to be talking to our kids. It's a beautiful time to be together. But, of everything that we just learned today, Natasha, that'll be my challenge. Is I'm going to talk to people and see where they are and how they're doing. So let's send those texts out. Let's blow up. Hey, we already crashed our Facebook and stuff. So let's just, go all in. Let's do our data. We'll do our digital. We'll do all the spaces, and we'll just let them know where we are and who we are. So thanks, Natasha, for your information. And hey, if you're a little bit nervous and you're not ready to go live, we want to welcome you. Share this video out. Share it with your friends. If you share this video, at least put on there, let me answer any questions you have. Just get out there and be you. We know we do our best to give you good value, but be that value to your people, and we're cheering you on. Like Natasha said, we are believers. We're faith-based women, so we're praying for you, praying for your families. And hey, stay connected to us. Stay connected to the people in this space so that you can get content and value every single time you log on. And hey, I'll throw it back to you, Natasha, and thank you for being the amazing leader that you are. Nerd alert.
Right. I am the solution alert, like solution nerd, I guess. But just take on this challenge. And I want you to not only take on this challenge, but challenge your friends to do the same thing, right? This is a time where we can uplift so many people and not be insensitive to the time, but be a beacon of this time, like to make that move, to drop the rock and let the ripple happen. And the ripple for me is to bring joy and to uplift and to be there, to listen more, to just say, hey, I'm here if you need anything. That reminder, that's what this time is for. Don't get shy. I'm doing a ton of FaceTime. I'm doing a ton of Messenger video with my family, my friends. I'm sending videos to people just to give them a smile, right? So get creative, think outside the box. Take this time to be a message to somebody, a relationship to somebody, a connection to somebody, versus a scroll and troll, right? No more scrolling and trolling. It's now to be the message to people and to be the connection. So thank you all so much. I'm excited.
Yeah. I want to just say real quick, I just got an email from another one of our business partners, Courtney Good. She sent me, I know a lot of people are plugging in and using StreamYard. They just sent an email out saying that they were experiencing interruptions. So yeah, it's going to be all platforms. So yeah, it's good to know that we're thinking right by figuring it out instead of freaking out.
Yes. So thank you all so much. Tomorrow is Thursday, and I want to just give you those that are still on right now. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. is my working productive hour, and I have a special guest coming on with me then. Myself, Jamie Pekka, and Brittany Williams are hosting it, but we've asked Marina Worre to come on and train, and so it's going to be a training for everybody in the industry, but she's an incredible woman. She's Eric Worre's wife. And so tomorrow night, 6 p.m., same Zoom link, is going to be us hosting, but Marina Worre is going to be the one training. So I'm excited to see you all there. It's going to be a great one. And just to hear a different voice, to hear a different perspective. And I'm excited for that. So see you guys.